Many, this is 14-inch Tesla coil which I built and engineered, and unfortunately when I got it built, if you know how to place the coils, Tesla coils have a lot of useful energy. And in this particular case, it was totally engineered from a computer before I did it. And what increases the energy available there would be the diameter of the coil, the amount of turns on the coil, and a number of other things which will tell you what your amps and volts and things are going to be. This thing came out, when I finished it, I got a surprise because the computer program is very wrong. But it was very wrong in a way which meant I would never be able to use the coil because there was so much amps that the thing would burn up like a flash bulb. So I calculated everything and checked it before I turned it on, and I found out that I'd built a device which would be like a flash bulb if I turned it on. So I actually never got to use it. A big disappointment. Okay, we can go ahead. Okay, this is one side of the pancake coil again. Some of these are out of sequence, so we just skip by them as we go. This is a set of light bulbs which had 10 100-watt bulbs in it, which I demonstrated at the Tesla convention back in, I think it was 79 or somewhere along through there. And it caused quite a stir because they had the thing turned on. It was running at full force for a better part of several hours, and based on the amount of energy there, it would have only lasted a few minutes if it was not something unusual. And it caused quite a flap, and to this day there are people that still talk about it. Okay. This is one of the couple hundred devices I've done. And this one on the blue part down there is where you plug into it, and the output is over on the output. The input is over here. See, it's 12 volts. And here's the output. It's 120 volts at however many amps you want. It was good for about 4 or 5 kilowatts. Continuous from a 12-volt battery. So that must tell us something. And it's not something for nothing either. It actually happened. And someone bought this from me, by the way, and paid me good money for it. And they took it home with them. And you can see on it, you can see every part of it. There's no need to tear it up to find out why it works. But they did tear it up, and they got, when they couldn't put it back together and make it work, they got very upset with me. So I told them that if they would give it back to me the way they received it, I'd be more than happy to give their money back. To this day, I've never heard from them. So that was quite some time ago. Okay, we can go ahead. Okay, these are, you notice the 500 microfarad coil there, and another coil set. Those are just some of the things that I worked with at different times. Okay. This is a capacitor set. This is 35 kilowatt device we're looking at here. And you'll see it from several angles. Go ahead. Okay, this is a 50 kilowatt capacitor. And I have them this same size, this shoebox size, by the way. I have these from several manufacturers, and they go up to over 400 farad. 1 farad is equal to a kilowatt. So that's each farad is equal to 1,000 watts of energy continuous. So the airplanes and the other things that are involved with use this type of thing in order to run electric airplanes and various other devices, and very, very successful with it.
How many volts is that? How many volts is it rated at?
I can't quite hear you, Dennis.
Just questions at the end, he said. I don't know wait.
I think it'd be best if we wait till later for the questions, and everyone will get a chance to barbecue me here.
That's not right.
So we won't. We'll make sure that part of the thing is there. So I have trouble hearing you, and the conversation exchange at this point would be a little bit difficult for me. Okay, go ahead. Very special device you're being introduced to here, which takes in, see the metal rod in the center there. You can't see the metal rod, but it's inside the plastic. And we'll see some more photographs of it in a little bit. But this is where you use, it's from the submarines, where you have a resonant device, a resonant rod. In this case, it's Terphenol D. And these things are $3,000 each, and I had about 4 of them that I was playing with at the time. And this is one of the devices I built with it. And basically what it does, those are capacitor plates in the center there, and a right angle component of electrical, the magnetic flux is useful energy. So those rods are set at right angles to the magnetic flux put out by the Terphenol D rod. And this is about at the frequency it's working at and everything. We can use smaller cables, which might surprise you that the energy present there is about 50 kilowatts. And your input is maybe about 20 or 30 milliamps with 50 kilowatt output. And that should get somebody's attention. And the device does not exist. I have a patenting thing in process, and I work through the European Patent Office and the Russian Patent Office, and one's in China and several other places, and I avoid the United States religiously because I spent millions of my own dollars trying to work with the Department of Energy and the other people, only to be severely disappointed. And it took me, I guess that was pretty dense because it took me about 15 years to figure out what was going on. And once I realized what the government was doing to me to stop me, I decided I'd go somewhere else. And that's when I started my website is over in more than 2,000 web servers worldwide in every language available, and I get daily emails from the ends of the earth in many languages, and I'm able to work this because of the fact that we have translation software and things like that, and so I have a direct contact with so many people you can't believe. I found out that in Eastern Europe, those people are about the most open-minded people I ran into. not brainwashed like the people here in the United States when it comes to physics.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
And there were several other areas where I found out the Chinese are not brainwashed in regards to physics. So I like an audience like that because I like to talk to people who have an open mind. And they apparently realize the same thing because I'm told by the Chinese government that they consider me a national treasure. And I've had the same thing happen with Japan and Saudi Arabia and several other areas. Okay, next. These are more views of that same device, which doesn't exist worldwide. It doesn't exist anywhere because I do my own patent searches and I do worldwide patent search in all major languages. And before I even do the first device. And this one does not exist anywhere except where I sit, so to speak. So it's a new technique, and it's a new system completely, and it works magnificently. And it appears to violate a lot of laws of physics. But it was based on the fact that terminal D was what the submarines use when they make their sonic signals that go 50 miles out and come 50 miles back. And sound is a form of electrical energy, magnetic energy, and just like radio signals and a lot of other things. It's just a different wavelength. Okay. These are simply, if you notice the devices here that tell you that there's magnetic flux present, I use those, and I have very sophisticated instruments also, but I follow the magnetic flux, and anywhere there's a large amount of magnetic flux, I consider a source of usable energy. Okay. Okay, this is something you're going to see me use a little bit. When we get through the speech, we're going to demonstrate the ambient energy background and the amount of it out there where you can visibly see what I'm talking about when I say that all this energy is everywhere all the time and is available to you, and it's a very simple process to collect it. And I'm going to show you how that happens. And that's coming along at the very end of the show. Go ahead. This is one of the 200 or so devices that I did. This has a very unusual transformer there in the center. Unlike coil type transformers, this is heavy sheets of copper, and it's special made in India for me. And it has a very high degree of energy output that wasn't present before. So there's 3 or 4 points in this device where energy is gained above and beyond what's put in it. And you can see that the input is 12 volts. This is a 12 volt battery there. And the output down here is like, there's different taps there. You can get 110, 220, and I think it's 440. You can get your choice of any of those, and you can get it continuously, basically forever, because there's a feedback system here, which you can't really see it here, but there's a feedback system that works with it, and this thing is self-perpetuating. Once it's going, it can feed itself and have output in addition to it. And this is about 12 years ago, I guess. So I've been having pretty good luck with this sort of thing for quite a while. Okay, go ahead. Also, notice this is one of those 50 farad capacitors there. In the present day, those capacitors have over 400 farad. And that's what makes possible the electric airplanes and other things which we're going to talk about after a little while. Go ahead. This is a closer up of the multi-taps on that special coil. This is at 120 volts more or less. It's the output measured while the thing is running and generating electricity. Go ahead. Okay, this is one of my plasma tube devices which I specialize in. But you see the metal plate there, there's a copper plate and an aluminum plate looking at you, and there's a copper plate underneath there that you don't see, and these points here are where the contact of the different plates are. The aluminum plate is this side, copper plate is the bottom side, separated by plastic sheet. This device here has a milliwatt input on it, and it has a 65,000 watt output. And it's at a frequency which your diode bridges work, and you can tap it directly. And again, the reason why this energy is because of the ambient background, which is everywhere, all places at all times, is part of the Earth's resonant background. And so you're not getting something for nothing. You're simply tapping into what's already there and using a catalyst in order to arrange that tapping sequence. Okay. There's some more views of the same thing. Closer up view. Okay, this was one of the first devices that I built, and the object of building the device was the fact that each one of those coils there, one of them is the output coil. The center one, see, this one here, hold on a moment. This one is the center one, and it's the output coil, and whatever energy you put into this thing shows up in however many other coils you might put around there. And these coils are independently separate from the other one. They're not electrically connected in any way, so it's magnetic flux which is controlling them. You can have thousands of these other coils, and each one of them will duplicate what's there from the other thing. So that tells you something about the fact that you can get from the same source of energy, the same amount of output, you can get thousands of copies of it. Because here we got getting 3 copies of the same thing, and if you notice real close here, there's little light emitting diodes on these, part of the tuning process here. So it's real easy to tune the thing so that the lights light up, and that tells you that that coil is active and producing the same energy as coming from the other one, from the output. And that was about 20 years ago that we're looking at there, and it was one of the first device I built because I was told that you couldn't do it. And that's a mistake when somebody tells me you can't do something. And I'm going to find out whether you can or not. And more often than not, I'm right. So we'll go ahead from there. Okay, this is looking at a 35 kilowatt deal. You can see this is a neon tube transformer here, and you see the heavy diodes here, and you see them coming together in the current source. So you've got the output here from the capacitors feeding the two output points. Okay. Here's another view of something we've seen before. This is a high voltage, high frequency testing device, one of them. Go ahead. Okay, this is a project which I did for the Japanese, and you notice the Coke machine over here? Well, what I did, once I demonstrated the thing for them, I served them cold drinks. So this is one of the devices. We'll see it up closer a little bit, but this device was made for like 2 kW and continuous and self-generating. And well, there was the Coke machine again. But there's the large coil, which I never got to use. Okay, go ahead. Okay, there's the Coke machine, and I rented this Coke machine full of drinks, and I had a large number of people there to see it demonstrated. And go ahead. These are some of my friends from Japan. The man on the right here is the head of the CEO of a large shipping company in Japan, the largest manufacturer of ships in the world. And the other people here, this fellow here, his family owned a large number of vending machines. In Japan, vending machines, everything that exists, including auto parts, fresh meat, fresh fish, vegetables, and everything else. When you're in the subway and you get out going home, on the way home, you pass this huge number of vending machines, which you can get your supper, whatever it's going to be, from the vending machines.